Hey there, everyone. Today I have the Steinhart Ocean One ComeX edition. Now, this is not exactly a new watch, and some of you might be thinking, have we traveled back in time to 2010? But I assure you that is not the case. These are currently available and exclusive to Olko Watches, OLKO, a dealer in Germany. Now, I have always loved this version of the Ocean One, but I never got one when they were originally released. So now that they are available again, I hit up Olko Watches so I can review one. So let's get to it. So at this point, if you know watches, and especially buying watches in the $1,000 and under price range, you know who Steinhart is and you know the Ocean One. Yes, this is a Rolex homage, possibly one of the first to really homage the big R, and it's worked very well for the brand. While they have some originalish designs available, like the Triton Diver as one example, it's easy to see when you go to the website how popular the Ocean One lineup is. There have been so many variations of this watch that it would be ridiculous to even start naming them, but chances are, if you can think of it, they have done it. But all right, let's get with all the specs on screen here, and let me talk to you today about why I am looking at this ComeX version here. First, I don't know if I have ever reviewed a Steinhart here on the site or channel, which is crazy. Like I said, Steinhart is so crazy popular, and one of the reasons for that is the Ocean One lineup. I know there are many out there that will bitch about Steinhart and why they just can't make original designs, and I'm sure even on this video there will be a good amount of those comments. Well, I will go out on a limb and say, because people buy them. I mean, a lot of people. And I'll also state that without the Ocean One lineup and all the variations, if they had started out back in 2001, yes, all the ways back in 2001, with just an original design, would they still be around today? I mean, think about it. We're going back to 2001. There's no micro brands like there are today. I mean, going back 10 years from today, the micro brand scene was very different. Going back to 2001, they are what they are. They were pioneers in the space. Now, I'm not going to talk about all the differences in the K-shape to Rolex, the size difference, etc. That has been talked about on every forum, group, blog post, and video for over 20 years now. But I will talk about ComeX. The Rolex ComeX was a Rolex Sea Dweller made for the French commercial diving company, ComeX. These days, it's a rare piece, and like most vintage Rolex divers, it's going to command a lot of money. Now, back in 2009, Steinhart released a version of their Ocean One with a ComeX styled dial. See, on the Rolex, it said ComeX in a white rectangle on the dial. Steinhart couldn't put ComeX on the dial, of course, but they could just take the Ocean branding and give it the same treatment. And that's pretty much what they did here. Now, apparently there were a few versions of this back in the day with a few little differences between them, but it would be insane for me to try and fit all of that into a 10-minute video. There is a post on Watch You Seek all about it. Just Google up Steinhart ComeX Watch You Seek and you'll find it. The guy there did a lot of research and there was a lot of comments filling in the gaps and whatever. So all that information is over there. So what version is the exclusive one to Olko watches and how does this differ from the current Ocean One? Now, I'm not 100% sure about that. I will discuss the differences I can see. And I wish I had a better answer, but I was told it is specially made for them and that they will ask Steinhart, but I never heard back from them. Not in time enough to do this video. And unfortunately, I needed to get this video up as it has been on the back burner long enough. What I do know is looking at what is called the Steinhart Ocean One Black, and that is how it is listed on the Steinhart website, which I will link below to, the case is the same. It's the same finishing as well, but beyond the dial differences and the no date, the ComeX version has a double dome sapphire versus a flat sapphire. And yes, that is pretty much the only difference is the lack of a date, and in this instance, compared to the new ones, a date magnifier, a domed sapphire versus a flat one, and of course, the white rectangle ocean logo. The bracelet is the same, the case back is the same, etc. So, why have I always liked this version of the watch? I have no idea. Really, it's crazy to say that, but it's just one of those things. Something about the white rectangle logo on this dial, and of course the Rolex ComeX, has always been something I have liked. It stands out to me. I just dig it, and it's an aesthetic thing. It really isn't more complicated than that. I just like the way it looks, and when I think about it, it's just so silly. It's just a white background on the model name, or in the case of the Rolex version, a white background on a dive company name. Now, the Rolex version did have a few differences compared to the regular Sea Dweller, but none of them are what make it attractive to me. And as a matter of fact, I have no issue saying that up until doing the research for this review, I didn't even know the differences or really the full story of the ComeX. Well, how is the quality, you ask? Well, it's as good as any other Ocean One, and that's a good thing. This is akin to the original Ocean One models as it still has an aluminum bezel insert and that awesome bottle cap bezel edge, which makes this very easy to grip and turn. Now, there are newer ceramic bezel versions as well, but they cost about $50 or more than the standard version. The case is not very thick. It's the high polished and brush combo that Steinhart has been doing for years. The crown is super solid, and of course, there is an ETA 2824 elaborate movement as well. The bracelet, same as any other Ocean One. Screwed links, female end links, and your basic clasp. But it works well, it doesn't rattle, and it feels nice and solid. So in this instance, it is all about the dial. This is a no date dial, but not a no date movement, with the Ocean ComeX logo deal on the dial. And that ComeX Ocean logo commands a price difference. You were looking at a price difference of about $135, as the ComeX version is $535, as you saw on screen, and the regular Ocean One version is about $400. Matter of fact, you can get the ceramic bezel version for cheaper at $433. Now, these prices are all converted from euros, and yes, this time I made sure to use the price without VAT before I converted. So, yes, you can get the latest versions of the Ocean One for cheaper, but without the ComeX, or Ocean in this case on the dial like it is, and those do nothing for me. Well, that and I despise date magnifiers, but for me, is it worth the extra money? Well, let's talk about that for a second. The pricing of the Steinhart Ocean Ones. I know they have been producing this for a long time, and all the variants, and they're a much bigger company than many micro brands, but just for about $400, the standard version, or $430 for the ceramic bezel version, for as solid of a watch as they come with an ETA 2824 or SW200. As it states on the website, it can be either or. Now, I do want to make it clear that's what it states for the standard versions on the Steinhart website. The ComeX version does state it is an ETA 2824. Now, I don't want to dog on any other watch brand, especially micros with a similar look to this watch, but the question does need to be asked. Why do some of them even bother? Yes, this watch is all about that special dial, and of course that double dome sapphire, which I do love the look of, but it's a little on the pricey side, and I can't tell you if these are exactly limited, if they're using new old stock dials, printing new ones, or just how long they'll be around for. I do know two things though. One, the ComeX Ocean One 42mm and its little sister, the 39mm version with the patina lume, can only be had at Olko Watches, and of course the link below in the description and comments. And number two, this is a lot of watch for the money. A lot. Now, let me be clear. I'm not here to sell you a watch. I hope many of you know that by now. I am never here to tell you to go buy a watch that I am reviewing. But the pricing of this watch, and of course the standard versions, is crazy. And if you're okay with a watch that, of course, does look like a Rolex, and in this case, a very specific Rolex, well, like I said, I won't ever tell you to buy one. But damn, Steinhart makes a very solid watch for a very low price, especially these days. Now, there will be a written review on watchreport.com if you want to see more about this piece and take a look at all my picks. And of course, I have all the sites linked below. If you're new here or you have been watching for years, please make sure you are subscribed and have notifications on. A like and a comment below are not only free, but immensely help out the channel, and it tells the algorithm people love our videos, so please help us out and do just that. You can find us on social media. It's @Watch Report on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, although I will say we are most active on Instagram. That's all for this one. This is Don Emmons from Watch Report. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.